Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to our next episode of Life After Graduation podcast. My name is Claire, and I will be the host today with Dana Wu. All right. Hi, Dana. Do you
Hi,
want?
hi
can
everyone.
Can you just give a short introduction of yourself to our audiences?
Okay, cool. So, hey everyone, I'm glad to be here. My name is Dana, and I'm from China. And I graduate from Melbourne Uni doing the master degree in global media and communication, like last year. And after graduation, I'm currently working in Australia in a company called Up Beyond. And yeah, that's the basic information. You can understand it in a way which is combine tourism and outdoor education at the same time. So it's not like normal day saying like say, oh, this is a great ocean road and take some picture there. And what we do is we want to make it as like a leadership program, and during like travel around you can do outdoor adventures like surfing, rock climbing, and some aboriginal workshops, conservation activity, and
Mm,
working a team. And we assign different role to like young people because our target audience basically like kids and also international students, so they can practice like different skills which required by like nowadays. For example, the CEO, CFO need to make a financial control, and also the first aid, the food quality. So like basic things like that. But it's
mm.
really fun. Totally different from like tourism, like normal tourism, I guess.
Yes, that's great. It is great. So you did really great as you just graduated and you landed a job at a company in Australia in Melbourne, right?
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, I'm pretty lucky, but that story is like quite long. It start from 3 years ago, like 2017. I come to Australia in July, and the first semester was such a disaster for me,
mm,
like a nightmare. I think it's the darkest time in my whole life so far. So because I was under like huge academic burden, because I don't know the standard here in Australia. I'm not sure whether I'm gonna pass examination or not. And also I do not have any friends here, not family here, and all my friends around me are Chinese who speak Chinese to me every day. And I
mm,
was living in Melbourne CBD, and that's an interesting place where you don't even need to speak single English, and you can get everything you want in Chinese. So I was also facing like the language barrier. So I just feel like I'm totally not fitting.
mm.
And I try to talk to someone. I used to talk with my ex-boyfriend, but he broke up with me the first month arrived here. So
Okay.
yeah. So like heaps of different pressure, burden, sadness,
Yeah.
like self-denial. I can't sleep at all every night.
Mm,
Every night I need to drink alcohol or just
mm,
cry like, and just feel so tired that I can sleep around 3 or 4 every day. That
mm,
situation lasts for 3 months, 4 months. And after the examination, after I got the grade and I passed all of them, and actually I did well, and then I get some confidence back.
mm,
And that was the time I decided to, I need to stop, I need to pull myself up. My family, they spend that much of money and sent me here, and I even hate this place. That shouldn't be right. I should,
mm,
just do something to change.
mm,
Firstly, I try to get some job when the summer holiday comes, because we have like 3 months holiday, right? I sent out my resume, and I heard nothing. Like no one replied me.
Yep.
And
How many places that you send your resume to?
I think several, like I was looking for internship,
Mm,
and I sent to both like domestic company and also the Chinese company that in Australia. And yeah, I just didn't heard from them at all. So that was the time I decided to change my path. Maybe I should look into the volunteer job. because I have time, I have energy, I just want to do something to make myself feel better or just
Mm.
learn something, right? So that's when I found out beyond this opportunity. So they were looking for like Chinese speaking native speaker to help them with translation. They have like a group of kids going to Mornington Peninsula to do study tour for a week. And yeah, that's how everything got started. And that was my first time feel like, okay, I kind of like this place now from now, and I kind of have sort of connection with Australia because
Mm.
that was first time trying, like, it's interesting, study tour company as a translator. And that was my
Mm.
first time experiencing camping like outside in caravan park, and my first like talking to a local, like a real Australian, and
Mm.
I saw they are like really chill and laid back, their like lifestyle in the
Yeah.
caravan park. And my first time trying sea kayaking, snorkeling, even though I don't even know how to swim. And yeah, just a lot of things like that. It's just first time for me, like blow my mind.
Mm.
And the
So
whole
when you
experience
start
was so,
live.
yeah, the whole experience was so good. So after the volunteer, I just I saw my boss, my current boss, and said, "Oh, your company is really good. I love this concept, and I really enjoy it. And I
Mm.
wish I can just keep doing my volunteer job for you, no matter what is that, because you are doing your like market in China, right? You are talking
Mm.
to Chinese like market, so I can help you with like translation or doing media marketing, whatever I can do." And
Mm.
he's like, "Oh, cool, yeah, you can help around." And after several months, he decide can change me into like intern instead of volunteer. And several months after that, I get like as a contractor, which means I get
Mm.
paid, get paid for my job. And after graduation, I firstly become like part-time employee, working 3 days a week. And several, maybe 1 month after that, I just become full-time employee. So
Mm.
yeah, like I didn't work
This
that
is
much.
I know, yeah. So it is so inspirational, Dana. You not jump directly to a full-time job, but you earn it. It isn't the exact
Yeah,
word for you. You earn it.
yeah,
You
that's
start.
why I said it's like a long journey.
It is, but it's worth it, right? You started as a volunteer, then you devoted your time and your effort for it. You have the willing to start as a part-time and as a contractor, and you work hard for this, and then you landed this job as a full-time employee. That's I feel
Yeah.
happy for you with that. Very inspirational. And how do you enjoy your life now? Do you like it? Do you really treasure and love it?
You mean the life after pandemic?
Graduation. I
Lockdown?
mean, life after
Uh,
graduation.
After graduation, yeah, right. Uh, I do, yeah, I would say I love it so far because uh, my identity here in Australia has always been international student, and right now I'm working for like representing international student and working for them because I'm working on an international welfare project supported
Mm.
by the local government, right?
What
So
is
that
it?
makes uh, pardon? Yeah.
What is it? What is it? What is it,
Uh,
that program?
oh yeah, right. This project called like Beyond Melbourne Ambassador Project. So
Mm.
it's a project like collaborating with Study Melbourne, which is Victorian government, and they are supporting us to supporting the local like international student, and just in the model as I mentioned before, like doing like education and tourism programs in regional Victoria. So
Mm.
yes, like I really enjoy it, and
Yeah.
I have like all sort of connection with international students from different countries. We have participants from 33 countries. So
What?
yes, yeah.
33
So
countries. That's huge. This is a huge
yeah,
community. Community.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and we spend time like at least 3 days in a trip like together. So that's how I know them even more and see the difference between culture and how we like trying to, you know, become a global citizen and respect each other during the trip, which is really cool.
Yeah, I see that you mentioned global citizen here. So what do you mean and how you define global citizen? Um,
Oh,
yeah,
that's really deep.
deep, deep.
Uh, yeah. Um, I mean, I know global citizen is kind of like a buzzword, like everyone speaking about it, and even including myself. Um, I'm not really sure, like I'm 100% sure about what does that mean. But for me, it means like we need to view us as a human being, like a citizen on this earth, instead of just representing our own culture and trying to prove we're better than other people from other countries. And we as a like global citizen, we need to have like an open mind to respect and trying to learn from each other. That's what I think. And yeah, and for me, the reason I want to be global citizen is I don't want to just limit my life in, say, China or Australia, and that's it. I will not just go other places. I really want to become maybe a digital nomad, which means I can work on my laptop with internet, and I can just live and travel in different countries, different areas for stay there for several months or several years and live my life in that way instead of buying a house and paying back the money for the rest of my life and working for the bank. Yeah, that's
Working for the
yeah,
bank. So
yeah.
you never be unemployed. You always work for the bank. This is a good song. Oh,
Mm.
I
that's
think
inspiration.
I
Yep.
like to add
Alex.
something.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's very inspirational. I came in halfway, but I think the way that you speak about your passions is it's very authentic. I think you build the barrier between the local students and, of course, representing international students.
Mm.
Is there, like, since I came halfway through,
Uh-huh.
between the barrier between local students and international students, how do you bring that bond together since there are a lot of cultural differences
Mm.
within international groups since you work with over 33 different
Mm.
um,
International.
countries, international students from 33 different countries? How do you bring that barrier between the Australian students and then, of course, working with the universities?
Well, I need to be honest here because, like, in our project, we do have domestic student, like Australian student, and they are helping around as intern and put everything together and working for international student to help around each other. But I have to mention that all of those domestic students, they have international background. Their parents are immigrant, so they come from India, from like Vietnam, so yeah, that's how they get interested in the current
Media.
international student group here. But like I don't have any like Australian student in my group. They just, I don't know, like it's just hard to get them on board. I have to be
I,
honest here. I haven't
Mhm.
figured out a way yet.
I think
Yeah.
it's because of like being an Australian born Chinese,
Mm,
we were quite there is that barrier. There's different barriers, but it's great to see what the initiatives that you guys do from Out Beyond, and
mm,
of course what you do. It's something I think that shows the true colors of Melbourne, and then of course the true colors of a lot of
Diversity.
people
yeah,
from those diverse backgrounds. And yeah,
mm.
I think you're very authentic just listening to your conversation.
Yeah, she is. Yes. And how do you deal with some difficulties during this pandemic? As pandemic happened, you can't just carry on your trip with international students. And how do you guys bond together?
Uh, so we are trying, yeah, basically online, like internet. But yeah, we're trying to do different things. For example, we have like Friday game night, so the kids can play together. And so for all the participants in our trip, we know their like birthday, and when their birthday comes, we just prepare some like surprise for them, like Uber Eats, Uber like a cake for them. So we have some offline connections that yeah, right. And we have so we do like camp, so we have heaps of camp food in our factory. And since we don't have any camp at the moment, we want to give out all the food to international students. So that's another project we are working on.
I think I've got a lot of friends from international backgrounds, and one of them is going through a hard time. But I said my friend who's international, and most of my groups of friends are internationals, is if you have something if you're struggling or you have something on your mind, speak up. And I think that's the empowerment of being in those international groups, where you get that empowerment to speak up when you need some positivity, or if you need somebody to reach out. Sorry for the pun.
I want to mention like a little story here.
Yep.
So as you know, my project was for the first year. We haven't done that before for international students, and we like no one knows about us. It's hard for us to promote at the first place. Like people don't know who is Out Beyond, what is this project, and we don't have like the video from the past experience to show them what it is. And even me myself, I haven't done that before. So how can I promote to international students and get them on board? And I come up with this like my own story. I just be honest and share my own story with them, like just the volunteer story. We always like Out Beyond, and they see the all difficulty times I have been through as international student, and how did I change after that, and they feel like really connected after hearing like my like sad stories. So I think it's it's a good timing to reach out, just speaking about your own experience, even though it's not positive, even though you are suffering, that can actually empower people, because people can realize, all right, I'm not the only person here suffering. Like this problem, common shared with everyone here.
Yep.
People feel safe. Yeah, they're not alone.
That's right. That's the reason why Alex and I started this podcast as well. We want to bring out international students, authentic international students, and we want to talk about their life, how they have been, the struggles that they have been through. Yep, in an honest way. It's wonderful.
Yeah. I think one thing like people don't really talk about is visa. Like that's because after graduation, we can only get like 2 years working visa, and that's it. You have no reason to come back to Australia anymore. So you build up everything, you have your own connection here, and all of a sudden you just need to go back and you will never come back again. So that's a real thing. That's the elephant in the house, and we need to talk about it. So that's definitely one problem I'm facing at the moment. And the way I'm trying to solve it is going back to campus again and doing some courses that on the immigration list. Then at least I have a chance to apply for immigration here. But I mean, not everyone trying to stay here. Like everyone have different ambitions. So but that is one of the difficulty I'm facing at the moment.
But I think that you are a strong girl, you work around with your initiatives, you gather the international graduate community, and you work for them, you work for their benefits. So it's great.
Thank you.
You want to add something, Alex?
I think that's what we call resilience.
It is.
It's how we build taking away the barrier. I think we all go through our ups and downs. It's just how you bounce back and then build a positive connection to both your personal and your professional lives. And I think you've shown that. And I think through I think adding to what Claire is describing and talking about is what we're trying to build as, like, for example, we were students at one point of our lives. Mine was only 6 months ago, and we understand what students go through. And I think in a tough time where many international students, even local students who are you come from rural parts of Australia coming down to the city, it can be quite daunting. So I think for us to take some of our time out to help these students, give them a voice, and then hopefully build some professional connections.
It is, yep. And we can go camping together
Definitely.
without beyond. Yep. So this is the end of our podcast. Hope to see you guys soon.
See ya.
Awesome.
Yep. See ya.
Yeah.
Bye.
You too.